Welcome to another Whiteark Bite. So today's bite is all about your personal brand. So I'm always asked around how important is my professional or personal brand, James? And my answer is think about it. Today, with the advent and growth of LinkedIn, blogging, social networking, people on search engines on their phones all the time, it's really important for you to portray your brand in a very, very professional light, at least in a way that you want it to be recognized. Think about it. It's just like your organization or any organization, a company differentiates itself so it can stand out from its competitors. They do this by identifying and articulating their unique value proposition, and you should do exactly the same. So if you take a proactive approach to managing your brand, it can benefit your career and your organization in so many ways. There are some simple steps that you can do to manage your brand. Here's some of my thoughts. So the first thing I always recommend to people is to make sure you search all the major search engines. Search Google, search whatever it is that you leverage as your search engine, and make sure you search your name and the variations of your name, and make sure that your identity is captured the way that you want it to be captured online. Make sure that people are saying the things that you want them to be saying about you online. Also make sure if there are any variations of your name. So for example, I get James, I get Jamie, I get Jamie. Make sure that you combine all of those and you search all of those so that you capture whatever is being said out there in the marketplace about you. So the first action for you is to actually go and Google yourself and see what's being said about you or the variations of your name. Second action, once you've done that, is to clean up that web presence, right? So if you're looking for a spring cleaning activity that you should do all the time, do this once or twice a year. So maybe once you actually find the various variations of yourself online, on networks such as Twitter, on LinkedIn, delete anything that is actually not saying what you want it to say about you. So your second action is to clean up yourself on the internet. And you can do this. There's lots of sites. You can jump online. There's lots of sites that will actually help you do this. Just Delete Me's one, to name a few. The next thing I'd recommend you do is use some of the free tools to actually create an online reputation for yourself, right? This will actually help you create your own personal website. It might be jamesciuffetelli.com. It might be yourname.com. There's lots of different sites and providers who will actually help you do this. And there are tools, you can use tools like Brand Yourself and what have you. And they'll actually help you create this narrative about yourself. So read how to manage your personal brand and go on and actually create and claim your own site. Make sure you claim all the relevant social media profiles that you need to claim for yourself. Your name is your brand. So if you can, go and create that branded landing page on yourself. Make sure on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook that at least in those 4 social media platforms, you're claiming your platform, your name, and you're managing the content that's being said on those sites because they're yours. Build out your own domain name, even if you're not using it yet. Build it, park it so that someone else can't take that site off you. The next thing I would really do is, I spoke about it earlier, to create a mechanism where twice a year you do this for yourself. So you want to create some sort of alert system whereby you're constantly monitoring what's being said about you. Now you go to just Google Alerts and use that, and that'll actually tell you on a regular basis, so that on those 2 or 3 times a year that you're cleaning yourself up, it'll tell you on a regular basis what is being said about you. So create these alerts so that you know. I mean, if you get an opportunity, people always talk to me about blogs. Launch a blog where you can publish content that's relative to you and your brand and what you want it to say about you. You can get your perspectives across that way. You can use a blog. You could even use LinkedIn or forums like that to actually get your perspective across. So I'd here recommend that you actually jump on some really good blogging websites or some blogs that you like, take some cues from them and use that to inspire you to actually do this on a regular basis. Most importantly, a lot of people who know me know that I like to talk about what's your story, what's your elevator story for you. So create your elevator pitch and your key messages for you. If you haven't got an elevator pitch, create one, go test it with a friend, go test it with a colleague, and then record it, test it with yourself. And most importantly, what are your key messages? What are your core messages? What is it? What are the 2 or 3 things you want people to take away from knowing about you when they read about you on a blog or when they see you on a post? So a good example of where you should really have your elevator pitch is on your LinkedIn summary section. Make sure that your LinkedIn summary is consistent with your bio page if you've got a bio page on the blog. The paragraph should only run 2 to 3 paragraphs long, and it's a real representation of your personal brand. It's a concise, short, compelling story about you. So your action here is to go to LinkedIn or to go to your blog and make sure that your elevator pitch is represented there. So many more things I could talk to you about, but the last piece is all about the feedback loop. Make sure that you use a colleague or a buddy or someone that you trust. Just like brands change over time, so do our own personal brands with experiences, jobs that we've done, with life experiences. As we gain more work experiences, your brand changes. So it's really important to continue to build this feedback loop with your friends and colleagues that you trust so that you can continue to polish your brand across the various assets or social platforms that you actually publish your brand on. So my last bit of feedback to you is, if you're not sure where to start by Googling yourself. I reckon that's always the best place because you'll be surprised at what you find out about yourself. And if you want some more information, feel free to jump online and download our playbook on how to build your own personal brand and have fun doing it.